The dog days are over. Oh, yes. Oh, I can't believe it. 13 years after Kingdom Hearts 2 and it's finally here. I've waited so long for this day and I can finally play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Babe, have you started packing yet?
What? Why? Greetings dear viewer, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for watching The Road to Florence and the Machine. Happy 2019 everybody. This would be my first video of the year if my friend didn't go ahead and get Kingdom Hearts 3 early. And speaking of which, look at that thumbnail. Of all my thumbnails I've ever done, that's, well, it's one of them. Now, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing on the day we had to leave. This will be a much shorter Road to Florence and the Machine. Gives me less time to edit and more time to enjoy the game when we get back home. Not to worry though, you'll still have plenty of good clips of the concert as well as little stories and that of what we got up to on our journey. It is 10:15 AM on Wednesday the 30th of January. We just got back from having a breakfast at Tart Bakery because where else are we going to go? Didn't get the world's best sleep, but we're energized, we're ready to go today. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do, whether we're going to look around town, we're going to go for like a nice scenic walk, we're going to go to like the pools, as in swimming pools, not like hot pools or anything. It's one of the hottest days ever here. We don't really get degrees in the 30s in New Zealand, but this week it's like all 30s all day long. It's very hot. But before we get into all that stuff, I need to take you back to last night when we had to say goodbye to our sweet ratty matatas. Okay guys, Mommy's given you 3 waters, a cold pack, an ice block, and another ice block, so you guys will be alright, okay? You've also got like a nice little, well, you did have a little tray of water with frozen veggies in it, but I see you've eaten all those already. So, we'll be back in a couple of days, okay? We'll be back before you know it. Look at that, Snoop. Bye guys, love you. And of course, if you've watched any Road 2 video by now, you'll know there has to be an appearance by my old cats. Hi Thomas, bye Thomas.
Oh, no. Dylan,
Hi,
Dylan
Gingy.
turned up the other night?
Bye Gingy. So after a couple of hours of playing Kingdom Hearts yesterday, we packed our bags and headed off to my parents' place, got a bit of sushi on the way, and then as soon as we got there, we basically said, hi guys, bye guys, and had to leave to go to the airport as well, because I'm not good at timekeeping and time management, especially when it comes to airports, because I think, oh, we don't need to be there till half an hour beforehand, when that's secretly code to you need to be there way before your flight, because things go wrong, and they do go wrong. We finally made it to Haka Hotel. We can never go anywhere without having some sort of delays, but we're here now, and we need to go get some food before everywhere closes, because it's Auckland anniversary! Sorry to interrupt the beautiful sunset and amazing view, but Tamsin and I are now off to Countdown to get some essentials, like wine. And although I probably plan to go to bed at a reasonable hour, we'll probably end up staying out to the early hours of the morning, because we're on holiday and we're enjoying it. See you guys tomorrow, which is now, because this is filmed out of order. I like to make things easy for myself. Back to tomorrow, which is today, which is now, but doesn't matter. So, after we went out to get some food and that, we were still awake and we were like, you know, why not just go for a little bit of a scenic walk? So that's exactly what we did. Greetings, we're here in Auckland, New Zealand, the giant banana statue. Singing Florence. That's all I know. What do I know? Landscape. Are you doing landscape now?
Yep.
Widescreen. It's gonna look funny if I combine your recordings with my recordings.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to me, standing in the street. Who is he? Where did he come from? And where did he go? Alright, so we've gone for a bit of a wander. Here's where we are. There's the highway. And there's our hotel. And that right there, second from the top on the right hand side, is our room. And we've walked quite a long way to get where we're going. Now we've got to find out how to get back. And now you've caught me back here. Tamsin's just having a shower, I'm digesting breakfast, and we're going to head out shortly. So Florence and the Machine. Tamsin loves Florence and the Machine. She went to see them, I can't remember, about 2010 or after Ceremonials came out, and was going to see her again when they came to New Zealand. after like the How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful album, or whatever it's called, but couldn't afford to go, so we ended up selling the ticket, and I think we just went on a nice little mini holiday instead. So when they announced they were coming here for the Highest Hope tour, we were like, yeah, I'll go see them, because I quite like Florence, and I really enjoyed the latest album, only to go back and to listen to all their other ones and be like, oh wow, this is amazing. I still like Highest Hope, obviously, but wow, I love Dog Days and Ceremonials, and just letting you guys know, so I won't be like pulling out any fascinating Florence and the Machine trivia like I sometimes do in these videos where I'm like, hey, did you know in 1999, oh, Pete Wentz had a buddy named Jack, or I don't know, whatever. After breakfast at Tart Bakery, it's 11:40 and we are off to the pools. We're just here sitting outside Lord of the Fries. No pool for us today, ran out of time. Time is against us. It's going to take an hour to walk there, an hour to walk back, and you don't really just want to be rushing in, jumping in the pool for 10 minutes, then rushing all the way back just so we can get to the concert and get a fairly decent standing position. So we're just going to look around town for a bit and then head to the concert. Hi, babe. Rest in peace, Real Groovy Records. You will be missed. Again, no footage of us in town, but we managed to look around JB Hi-Fi and Cotton On for a couple of hours until we realised, oh wow, time moves fast, we should probably head on back to the room and get ready to go. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're just getting changed, having showers, that sort of thing. I should probably comb my hair, it looks like a bleeding crow's nest. And then we're going to head on down to the concert venue. Gorilla Kitchen's there with their little food truck, which is awesome. I wish they'd do that more often, although they've just started doing it now, so we're lucky that we get to be one of the first to experience it. Get some good merch, and yeah, gonna go see Florence and the Machine. It's just past 5:20, and there's nobody here. So we got first dibs on Gorilla Kitchen and first dibs on the merchandise. This is awesome. We've got to be right at the front. I'm literally hiding under the bag check table to avoid getting burnt to a crisp by the sun. Hey babe. Just quickly before the Florence footage starts, I wanted to address the opening band. Yellow Days. I don't want to sound nasty, but Thames and I agreed that they did not fit Florence and the Machine's music at all. They weren't bad per se, but I felt so bad for them because the entire crowd, just talking amongst themselves, were louder than the opening act themselves. You could see it on their faces, like, oh wow, no one is listening to us. I felt bad for them in that sense, but yeah, better luck next time, guys. Anyway, adjust your volume, guys, because this is going to be loud. I give you Florence and the Machine, live in Auckland 2019. Concert's all over. That was awesome. That was so good. We're back at the hotel now. Good night. And good morning again. I'm doing a coffee run for Tamsin. Alright, I got the coffee back. It is now Thursday morning and we're very tired. The holiday's almost over, which is a shame, but let's talk about that concert because that was amazing. I've never seen a solo artist. Now, I know she's not a solo artist, but like the singer, the singer by themselves, like captivate a whole audience like Florence did. It was incredible. Like she like had everyone in the palm of her hand. It was awesome. Like just power emanating from the stage. People all around the audience were going crazy. They were losing their minds at like just how awesome it was. And it was really cool. Like she was just darting across the stage the whole time. She was in bare feet, and there's a part where she went into the audience, and Tams and I were like, "Oh my gosh, I hope she didn't go into the audience in bare feet because it's gross." There's like people drop their drinks and stuff everywhere, but yeah, it was incredible. It was so cool. And this is probably the closest I've ever come to going to a concert where there's like no dickheads in the audience. There were a couple of people that were, you know, like a little bit annoying in that, but they weren't like going out of their way to be rude in that. So that was a nice refreshing change of pace. Just everything about the whole evening kind of just went really smoothly. Like we got there, we got to the front, we managed to avoid getting sunburnt. We got something from the Gorilla Kitchen food truck. We went in, managed to survive the opening act again. I feel so sorry for those guys. And then Florence comes on and it's just amazing. And the set list was really cool too. The only song that I'm gutted they didn't play is... Babe, what's the song? I'm forgetting it. Spectrum, yeah, Spectrum. They didn't play Spectrum, which I thought was odd, but they replaced the weird cover song with A Sky Full of Song, which I was glad because I kind of like that song as well. But that's the only song, Spectrum, it's the only song that I was a bit confused that they didn't play, but everything else was really cool. And even songs that I thought I didn't recognize were like, hey, these are really cool, like Patricia and Queen of Peace, I think it's called. They're really cool. Oh yeah, something cool she did. It was like in the middle of Dog Days Are Over, she got everyone to like put their phones away, which was... It was funny. She was saying to everyone, alright everybody, we're going to get you to do something. It might make you feel really uncomfortable, but please put your phones away. And they actually did it, which was more surprising than anything. People actually put their phones away. Quite early on in the set list, I think it was during South London Forever, she got everyone to like hold hands and sway side to side and tell a stranger you love them sort of thing. I'm not a fan of like forced audience like participation as in one audience member to another. Like, the holding hands thing was alright, but the tell a stranger you love them probably bit out of certain people's comfort zones, but it's still a heck of a lot better than when 21 Pilots were just stopped and were like, hey, get up on a stranger's shoulders. Like, excuse me? That's not why I came to a concert, sorry. I probably sounded so sour just then. It was just a little bit out of the comfort zone. So yeah, nothing else to add. It was just an incredible concert. Incredibly captivating, powerful, moving. It was awesome. Just, they actually had like some pretty cool stuff to say, like when she was in between songs, like talking about like where she came from and like what they've all been through and stuff like that. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that because some bands you go see, cough cough, Fall Out Boy, and they just ramble on about nonsense and then go on to the next song. It's like, well, that was pointless. You could have just played another song, but no, Florence was really cool. The band, oh my gosh, yes, the band was incredible. The Machine part of Florence and the Machine. So you had 2 pianos, 2 drum kits. You had the violinist, who I swear played a cello as well, and you had the person on the harp, who I swear that it was like they were playing Dragon Force on the harp. Like, that was so fast. It was so good. It was incredible. Oh, and of course you got like the bass and the guitar players. It was a huge band. It was like, wow, they were really good. Makes me think about how much better the Passenger concert would have been if he had his band with him. Anyway, don't want to bring that up again. Florence and the Machine was really enjoyable. We're going to go get some food now. Maybe look around a bit more. I keep scratching my nose. Sorry about that. And then we're just going to head back to Wanganui. Yay. But at least I get to see the Radio Matatis. After a little bit of looking around town, before we knew it, we were back on the plane heading home. We're back in Palmerston North now, driving back to Wanganui. The weather's beautiful, we got the aircon on, and the best part is, neither of us have work tomorrow. Woo! Well, we're home now, and as you can see, it's too hot for the fuzzballs to come out and say hello. I don't want to say hi to the camera. Okay. Well, we may not have made it to the pools in Auckland, but we made it to the beach back in Wanganui. Oh well, that was a nice trip to the beach, just sitting in the car in the New World car park while Tamsin does a bit of grocery shopping. Figured now would be a good time to start wrapping things up, so yeah, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. That was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed that. I mean, Florence just blew me away, and it stuck in my head. Like, I'm not joking, Florence and the Machine songs have been stuck in my head all week, and now they're just not stopping, going round and round in circles. I think I'm losing my mind because I can't get Florence out of my head, but no, it was a very, very enjoyable experience. Thank you very much, Florence and the Machine, for coming to Auckland, New Zealand again consistently. They come every time they release an album, which is really nice. A lot of artists just pretend that New Zealand doesn't exist or just forget about us, and it's even worse. It hurts a lot more when they go to Australia and do a couple of shows there, or a bunch of shows there, and then they don't come to New Zealand, like Bastille and Bon Jovi, and that's some of my favourites. So, Vampire Weekend, actually, yeah, a lot of bands do that. But I don't want to end this on a negative note. This is a positive video, positive thinking, positive outlook. Overall, a really enjoyable experience. It was nice going back to Auckland. Really needed that holiday because I've been working crazy hours over the school holidays. It was really cool. I rate that quite highly, a quite high experience, and it was quite nice to go for another holiday with Tamsin as well, my partner. We haven't been to a concert together since Wolf Alice. I think it was about August last year. So I really enjoyed it with my babe, and it was nice to actually have money for a change because I've been working 2 jobs and still not earning full-time hours, but saving enough to I can afford to get my own stuff this time, which was nice. Speaking of getting my own stuff, the merch. I got myself a Highest Hope tour shirt, which just has the cover of the album on it, and of course the golden print of all the tour dates on the back. You know, the half a dozen Australia dates and more than one New Zealand date this time, because Live Laneway, it was 2. They had heaps of merch available. Like, they had 2 different tour shirts, and they had like a bunch of different shirts with different artwork in there, and they even had a couple of like Lungs shirts from the Between Two Lungs album, which is strange. I wish more bands would do that though, like have like shirts with album art like representing old albums and that, or just, you know, acknowledging the history sort of thing. I'm very aware that people are walking past and there's a couple of older people standing right outside my car just having a chat for ages, so sorry if you can hear that. Also, to correct what I said earlier, apparently Gorilla Kitchen used to always be outside Spark Arena, which is strange because I've been to several concerts there and I've never seen them there before. Or maybe they have been there, I haven't noticed. Oh wow. Anyway, the concert was great, the venue was enjoyable. I was really surprised because we got there like an hour and a half early and there weren't many people there, which, you know, for a lot of the bands that I tend to go to, there are people lining up hours in advance. I mean, Panic at the Disco, people camp there overnight, which is obsessive, but, you know, good on you if that's what you're willing to do to get to the front. Oh man, it was such a cool experience, such a great band, and Florence herself was wonderful, and like, just, it was cool, the stuff she was talking about. Like, she told a story about like how one of their first gigs, or like their first headlining gigs, was at Laneway, and I'll let her explain it.
I think one of the first headline festival slots we were ever given was Laneway's festival. And that was a real gamble because we were very, very drunk all of the time.
Well, that's another concert to add under the belt. Thank you very much, Tamsin, for letting me use your video clips. That was very appreciative. And of course, thank you very much, Dad. Not that you'll ever watch this, but he was basically our taxi to and from the airport, which is greatly appreciated, because without that, we'd have to be paying probably the price of a flight for parking at the airport. Oh, I'm just noticing that the sun is now blinding the visuals. If this is your first Road 2 video, this is a bit more informal than usual. I like to have a steady camera and do like a nice little outro and stuff like that, but well, long story short, I've got Kingdom Hearts 3 waiting for me at home, so I'm off to stop a time-travelling old man from recruiting 13 versions of himself from his own time stream in order to achieve, I don't know, something about darkness, darkness, light, darkness, Keyblade. Thank you guys very much for watching The Road to Florence and the Machine. Feel free to check out some other Road 2 videos in the playlist below, or some other recordings from the footage, and I'll catch you guys next time. Your Majesty, what is thy bidding?
Bring me pasta!